what an incredible guy. You know, he's been around the sport a long time. You know, he's definitely one of my heroes coming off the motorcycles, and it was, you know, Larry Roeseler this, Larry Roeseler that. Every time, you know, there's an off-road race down in Baja, you know, he was always the guy there for many years winning those races.
You know, Larry Roeseler, I've been very fortunate enough to be teamed with him since last year with the Herbst program. I tell you what, he's been an incredible teammate, but a guy that I've looked up to throughout the years. Him and I have competed against each other for many years. But you talk about a guy that has had some accomplishments in his career from motorcycle into four-wheel. But it's not just, you know, having some wins in motorcycle racing and then having some wins in desert racing or in a four-wheel. I mean, he's been able to dominate both sports.
It's cool to see Roeseler get nominated and get inducted. You know, the very first truck race Roeseler ever drove was with me and my pre-runner. It was at Barstow. He rode with me the first half of the race. Halfway through, we stopped, pitted the truck, we switched seats, I rode with him, and he had such a natural talent for reading the terrain. He knew Barstow, but he just impressed the heck out of me. And everywhere I went from then on, I was telling everybody, you need to get this Roeseler.
Well, Larry and I have crossed paths a few times. I didn't know him that well off the track, but the few times I did hang out with him off the track, boy, what a character, you know. Just tough as nails. I mean, and when you talk about him on the track, he's like a rock. He's rock solid. He's one of those guys that's going to keep pushing. He's never going to give up.
From my early days of bike racing, it was always Larry Roeseler, Danny Hamill, Larry Roeseler. I was always looking at those two. And then, unfortunately, obviously, we lost Danny Hamill, so it was all focused on Larry Roeseler. And growing up, he was a hero of mine. And, you know, to be honest, he still is.
Larry would come ride motocross with me, and I could get the better of him there. But then I learned about going through the bushes and through the desert and stuff, and felt like a complete idiot. I'll never forget this. The first time that we went out riding together, and we do our moto track, and we're racing around, and, you know, I'm 17 years old, feeling cocky, working this guy. And then all of a sudden he goes, come on, well, let's go for a trail ride. And so we go to a trail ride, and we're ducking through these bushes. When I got to the other side, I was bleeding, my jersey was half hanging off. I think I ripped my visor off because I hit so many trees and bushes. And he got to the other side, not a nick on him. And he was waiting for me.
He's definitely someone to look up to, even for myself. You know, he's put a lot of records down, and it's pretty cool for him to be in the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame, too.
He definitely deserves to be in the Off-Road Hall of Fame.
I'm glad that he's one of your inductees because of the fact that he deserves every bit of it.
To see him in the Hall of Fame is pretty awesome. There's a different form of riding called off-road, and Larry was definitely the king.
The guy is just a stud.